This episode of Equestria Unlimited is brought to you by Vinyl Scratches, Vinyl Repairs.
Good evening, every pony, and welcome to Equestria Unlimited. I am your host, Casey Haysom. This week on Mirror Behind the Music, we will be looking at the life and times of every pony's favorite DJ, Vinyl Scratch, or as she is also known, DJ Pone 3. This young mare arrived in Ponyville just a few years ago to take up residence near Sugar Cube Corner, where resident party pony Pinkie Pie resides. Together, they have been known to keep the town of Ponyville rocking until well into the morning. We will tell you more about Vinyl Scratch in just a few minutes, but first, a word from our sponsor.
Have a broken record that you just love to listen to, but can't because it's broken? Well now, thanks to Vinyl Scratch's Vinyl Repairs, you'll be listening to your favorite vinyl record in less than 2 days. The first day to actually fix the record, the second day for her to use the record for one of her quote-unquote hottest tracks. So while your record gets fixed, you'll also be contributing to vinyl's success without actually getting a cut of the profits. Vinyl Scratches, Vinyl Repairs, because classic music is never dead, just remixed.
Welcome back. As I mentioned earlier, Vinyl Scratch is a dedicated musician. Specializing in dubstep and house, she has become one of the go-to names in the music industry for all things party related. Hard to believe such an energetic young mare started out from such humble beginnings. Originally from Baltimore, Vinyl started out as a student in the classical arts, alongside her best friend Trevi Cleft, or Octavia as she is known by her friends. Her family wasn't a wealthy family, but they made do with what they had. Her parents had high hopes that by getting her into the classical arts, she would have a promising career in music. Little did they know just how right they were. We will give you more history after the break.
Good evening, True here. So, I've been away on assignment for a while, and when I came back, I found that the show has changed format. Not only are we some kind of variety show now, when I turned in the story I'd been going all over Equestria for the last 8 months, Mason Alcat told me news is no longer welcome here. Admittedly, that was quite a shock for a lifelong journalist, but I can adapt, because that's how a news pony like me stays alive in the field. And because if I don't, they'll fire me, and I would really rather they didn't. Anyway, I have no news for you all tonight. Oh, there's still news going on around Equestria. Plenty of it, too. Interesting stories, in fact, that could have a real impact on your lives and those of your human foals for generations to come. But we don't do news anymore, so I'm not going to tell you any of it. Hey, if they don't want journalism, they don't get journalistic integrity either. So instead, here's what I'm going to do after I record this. I'm going to go to Quills and Sofas and test out all their stuff with no intention of buying a single thing. Then I'm going to try to write yet another one of my little poems for the teacher, and then go to bed alone and miserable. Tears might be involved, and it's not news because it hasn't happened yet. Well, hope you enjoyed that. See you next week, folks. Easiest gig I've ever had.
For those just now tuning in, we're talking about every pony's favorite DJ, Vinyl Scratch. Now, back to our story. When we left off, we were talking about how vinyl got her start in the music world. Going to a school for the classical arts, it's hard to imagine how she could have gone from classical diva to dubstep superstar in just a few years. As it turns out, she was a musical savant in just about every instrument, but playing just one instrument just never really appealed to her. It wasn't until she and Octavia walked into a club one night that she realized what her true passion in life was going to be. We will have more on this in just a few minutes, but first we have a long-distance dedication. This week's letter comes from a mare going by the name of Chrissy, who had this to say. Dear Casey Haysom, I am writing you to request a song for a very special pink fluff ball, who has been a great inspiration in my life. I used to be some pony who thought that love was nothing more than a means to an end. My life was a hopeless, never-ending search for love and power. About 2 years ago, my life had hit an all-time low when I was kicked out of Kennerlot after a relationship gone horribly wrong. After taking up residence in Ponyville, I met her for the first time. At first, I thought she was a little bit strange. When no other pony would give me the time of day, she would be there to lift my spirits. At the time, I really didn't know how to take what she had to offer, but after a while she got me to warm up to her. She showed me what it meant to be loved unconditionally. When no pony would love me, she stayed by my side, even if I didn't give her love in return. I never knew what true happiness was until she came into my life, and I thank Celestia for each day that she is near me. With her around, I know I will never feel empty again. I just wanted to say thank you to her for all that she has done to me. And I think this song, Let's Get Lost by Mando Pony, featuring the voice talents of Ellie Monty, best describes how I feel about her. Thank you, Casey Haysom, for your time. Signed, Chrissy. If you would like to submit your request, be sure to write us at equnmasonowcat@gmail.com. Subject, Letters to Casey. And check out our About page on Everfree Network for full rules and details. Who knows, if we like your letter, it'll be read on the air. Good luck. Thank you, Chrissy, for writing in. Here is your request.
Can you see it with your eyes? Are we looking at the same starry skies tonight? Or are you too far away? Everywhere I turn, I get sympathy. Just a few days and we had history, you and me. There's so much I wanted to say. We're miles and miles apart, but it brings clarity to my heart. Take me away to a place where we can always stay, out of the spotlight, away from the crowd. Let's go get lost and never be found. Let's go get lost and never be found. the spotlight, away from the crowd. Let's go get lost and never be found. Let's go get lost and never be found. I just wanna be in your arms. I don't care wherever you are. Take me away to a place where we can always stay. Out of the spotlight, away from the crowd. Let's go get lost and never be found. Let's go get lost and never be found.
Hello, Everpony. This is Breezy Mist coming to you with the latest news, unlike Truthy, who didn't get the memo. Recently, Rainbow Dash has inspired a new trend in music, chair songs. She discovered that the rhythmic noise of a rocking chair really, well, rocks. Many ponies have rushed to be the first to get out chair songs. Octavia and Lyra even hired Rainbow Dash to make her sound while they played along, and the song has been an instant hit. DJ Pone remixed the song and got permission to add it to her normal lineup. Maybe Rainbow Dash should forget the Wonderbolts and take a career in music instead. In other news, the Wonderbolts have been increasing their qualifications for members after an incident about a year ago. One of their current members, Fleetfoot, entered the group knowing nothing about the Wonderbolts themselves. She almost got herself kicked out by thinking that the group was started by Nightmare Moon. But she did some pretty sweet tricks and managed to redeem herself. After a lecture by Spitfire about history and responsibility, she was up and flying again. Now ponies must take a complicated history test. Hope the ponies are good test takers. Seems a bit random for flyers, but whatever floats their boat. Until next time, pony on.
Thank you for staying with us. And now for the conclusion of our story. That night at the dance club would change Vinyl's life forever. Listening to the heavy beats of the bass, and listening to the intricate sounds that came from the mixer boards as the DJ spun his tracks, she knew what she had been missing. She went to the gentle colt who had been performing that night and asked him if she could try her hoof at running his boards. At first he was skeptical, but after a few minutes of her pleading, he decided to let her have a go at it. And go she did. It was amazing the track she was able to mix together after just a few minutes of working at the board. The ponies in the house loved every minute of it. After the set was over, Vinyl stepped out from behind the booth and was greeted by her new fans who were eager to see her perform again. This was it, the thing that would put her on the map. She still continued to go to school and graduated with top honors alongside her friend Octavia. After her graduation, she and Trevi moved to Ponyville, where they would be able to set up shop in a reasonably priced neighborhood, seeing as they still didn't have much money at the time. It was here that they were able to run into every pony's favorite party pony, Pinkie Pie. Starting out working on small parties in town, her reputation would grow. Sometime later, her friend Octavia received a job playing in the Canterlot Orchestra at the Palace. Vina was very happy for her friend and supported her every step of the way. While doing her own thing, she too would later be invited to play at the Palace, at the reception of Princess Cadence and Shining Armor. These days, she can be seen playing for large sold-out crowds all across Equestria. This has been Married Behind the Music. I am Casey Haysom, always reminding you to keep your hooves on the ground while reaching for the moon. Thank you for watching.